Now I want to show you this clip here, and we have to thank some people when we get this up here, because this is pretty incredible stuff. Pretty incredible stuff. So let's get to the beginning here.
Full of tape, just like the trucks out at the farm. So the ostriches are here. They're in those bins there. And there's another bin just behind that sign there. Some people bought some candles yesterday. Had a good bill for these pillowcases. Hi everybody, it's 5:35 a.m. on Monday. Another bin just came in of the ostriches. It's just backing up right now. That's a bin of the ostriches right there at Super Safe in Surrey, British Columbia. And then you look over to the right there. There are the other bins of the ostriches right now. So you can see they're tucking the bins in back behind, trying to hide them. It's going to be a total of 5 bins altogether with the ostriches in them. So they murdered them on November 6th. They left them in the death pen overnight. They went back the next morning, CFIA and the RCMP went back the next morning, and there was gunshots that a lot of the supporters heard from the roadway. So that just means that some of the ostriches that were murdered on the 6th, left in the pen overnight, suffered the whole night. And then they went in and took them out entirely by shooting them and killing them entirely. So now we're the 10th, 4 days later after the murder, and they're still in these bins. Someone is saying there's quite a stench coming off of them. So they're starting to rot in there. And Super Safe hasn't done anything for the birds yet. But they're fully secured. Trucks going in and out, gates open and close pretty quickly for them. Super Safe in Surrey. Look how big their building is. So that's where their equipment sits. This is their building. And it goes all the way down there. Yeah, they did swap them out. Actually, they had 2 bins on a low bed truck when they left the snow shed close to the farm. Oh, let's zoom in. They're actually, oh, sorry guys. So they're currently taking the bins off of that truck right now. Those are the ostriches. I don't know if you guys can see that. He's taking the bin off of his truck, and they're putting them in the very far back there to hide them. Not sure what they're planning on doing, where they're going to take them, but they're currently here in Surrey, British Columbia at Super Safe's yard. Just want everybody to see this. There's 1 bin back there, possibly 2. Oh. And then another 2 more back there. truck that just offloaded the bin back there. He just came in. So from what I could see visually, that would be 1, 2 bins, and then the third one that he's just offloading right now in the back there. There could be other ones back there, but there was 5 in total. But yeah, like I was saying before, there was 2 bins on a little bit that left the snow shed by the farm, and yeah, they transported them obviously because they're pretty heavy. They didn't weigh the bins, not one bit, and they would be pretty heavy. So they used a little bed with 2 bins on it, transport it over towards Syria, I'd imagine, and then they got these Super Safe trucks individually coming in to load a bin each. There's the truck that just brought that other bin in. Bet you he's all masked up, hey? Again, why hide yourself if you guys have nothing to hide? You didn't do anything wrong. Pretty sad. Pretty sad. So these poor babies that just got slaughtered 4 days ago, murdered, are here currently sitting in these bins, rotting, decomposing when the family wanted to do a proper burial for them, which they should have had. But they're here. There's a bin right there. Sitting here in these bins, rotting away at the expense of the CFIA, Super Safe, and the RCMP that helped them. What is the address here? I'll just let you guys know what the address is if you guys want to come down and support. You guys know what the address is here? Guys, you know what the address is here?
3630.
What is it, sorry? What's the address?
That's what you put in your pocket. 3613.
3613 190 Street in Surrey, British Columbia. So if anybody wants to come down here, now would be the time for sure. I'll keep you guys all updated. We'll see and wait what they're gonna do. There's a truck sitting over there. I drove by, it said security on it, so sad. This is Super Safe's building in Surrey, British Columbia. And those healthy, innocent ostriches lie in those bins, rotting away. Sad. We'll talk soon, guys, or I'll show you guys some more. Probably another update here in another half hour, but obviously if there's any kind of movement, I will make sure that I do live so everybody can see it, so the world can see it. Currently at Super Safe 3613 190th Street in Surrey, British Columbia. Again, there's the logo truck with his logo covered up, so everybody can see, full of tape, just like all the other trucks that were out at the farm. It is logos, full of tape, just like the trucks out at the farm. So the ostriches are here. They're in those bins there. And there's another bin just behind that sign there. Some people bought some candles yesterday. Had a vigil for these poor babies. Healthy, innocent ostriches that got murdered, and they should never have. Super Safe in Surrey, British Columbia, everybody. If you guys want to come down here, you're more than welcome. If you like to pay your respects to these poor healthy, innocent ostriches that got murdered. And for those that didn't see it, I'll show you again. That low bed truck right there. Logos are all covered up, tape everywhere. That is the low bed truck that picked up the bins of the ostriches from Edgewood, BC, Universal Ostrich Farm. Yeah, coming into this road, this is literally a dead-end road. Perfect spot for super save, hey? Right in the back, well, far back 40, I guess I would say. Hiding in the dark, you know, full of trees. Perfect company to hide things, right? Yeah. There's the other bin with the ostriches in them. So sad to see. Sad. As these trucks move, I'll definitely be doing live feeds, posting. There's someone that just walked out from by that bin. God, these guys do not want to come or show their faces, do they? Get his head up, walking. They're not hiding anything, are they? No, not one bit. Again, if anybody wants to come down here, it's 3613-190 Street in Surrey, British Columbia. And this is super safe. It's all they're building, all of it. And including on the other side there too. It's all theirs.
Incredible footage. I showed you the whole thing because I think you deserve to see the whole thing. And I want to thank Darcy Lacombe and Thomas Smallbound for the video we are showing today. Agent Blue Sky, who has been with me on this file for 2 or 3 months, sharing information with me on a daily basis. By the way, I also got a lot of material from BC Barracuda or BC Barbie. She sends a lot of information my way. Thank you for all of the hard work you've done, because I'm in Ottawa. You folks were there on the scene. So the question remains, 2 questions. Why are these ostrich parts being sent to a gas distributor in Surrey? Why? I mean, what is conceivably going on here? And if these animals are infected with H5N1, avian flu, the pathological infected variant that we've always heard the Canadian Food Inspection Agency wail and whine about, how can they be dealt with in such a slipshod, incompetent manner? Trucked across the province, these trucks were leaking debris, fluids all over the place. They're sitting, rotting in a parking lot. What are they going to do with them? Okay, maybe they're going to that cold storage area, but they're already decomposing. Or are they going to be shipped out to sea? That remains the question for me. Are these ostriches going to be shipped out to sea? And if I would say, if anybody can possibly get, because they need a permit to do so, we can track that. If anybody's able to get tissue samples of these birds, I'm not suggesting you break the law to do it or risk your life to do it, but if you're able to do it before it's too late. Before it's too late. Because once these ostriches leave super safe, you'll never see the remains again. There it is. They're at this address. You'll never see these ostriches again if Super Save, after Super Save, let's put it that way. In the dead of night, they're going to disappear. And I predict they're going to be shipped out to the Pacific Ocean and dumped at sea. And you think they can't do it? There it is right there. Disposal at sea permit. The government of Canada can do it. A lot of you have said, oh, the government won't do that. Government can't do that. The government will do whatever it wants to ensure that these antibodies are never discovered, or at least by Universal Ostrich Farms, and that it's never proven that these animals were healthy. They want the lie to persist that these ostriches had lingering effects or lingering possible signs of avian flu. These animals were healthy for 300 days before they were brutally massacred last Thursday and Friday morning. And that is the whole truth about this operation. And we're going to continue to cover this. I got one more video to show you in a minute. But I talked to Katie prior to Thursday, and I said, what are you going to do if this doesn't go your way? If the Supreme Court decides to dismiss it and they give the green light to the CFIA? She says, well, I'm going to fight for other farms, other farmers, and other people who are facing the wrath of the CFIA. And we're going to make sure this doesn't happen again. Well, maybe she won't make sure it doesn't happen again at all, but I bet she can help to make sure it doesn't happen as often. Or maybe it stopped eventually because common sense will prevail, justice will prevail. And I've already offered to do whatever I can to help her in that regard. And I will continue to help Katie and her family. And if you want to donate to their legal fund, and I don't want to hear any BS about, oh, they've got lots of money. No, they don't. They have spent lots of money already defending themselves. Now the Supreme Court says they have to pick up the legal fees from the CFIA. So I'm putting saveourostriches.com in the description. You can contact the farm. You can give money through that address, through that website. And it will go to the legal fund. Katie and I discussed this 2 days ago as to how they're going to proceed with fundraising from this point forth. And you can find that on my X site as well. I'll be posting that every day. And it'll also be in the description of this. Can we have that last video, producer? No, I guess I'll have to get it myself.
Ready?
Yeah.
They are 100%. Can you just please tell us, man? It's for the family. They need closure. You could be a hero by letting us all know today, man. You could be the change of Canada. Yes or no? I'm honestly not sure. Do you think they're in there? You can smell it, right?
Might be, but I'm pretty, yeah, I can't say. Yeah, I know.
But can you just give us a thumbs up if they're in there, man? Come on, nobody's watching, man. Let us know. Nobody can hear you.
I really like this thing.
You could have a better job, my friend. You seem like a really nice dude. These guys will help murder over 400 birds. And they're on this property and you work here, man.
Yeah,
have you lost pride for your company because...
But, you know...
Mom, the birds are here. The pretty birds are here.
He said he thinks they are.
But you think they are, right? Thanks for being a good guy and talking to us, man. Have a good night.
Bye!
I think that... Thanks for being a good guy and
Well, you saw that. There was a little bit of a nod there. The confirmation, the affirmation. What is going on here. The other day I described this whole operation as mafia style. Except I think the mafia does it better and more efficiently. But you saw the gong show going on at the farm where they're overloading these trucks. The trucks are almost falling off, or they're tipsy. This is no way to load things. They're overloading the trucks. You got the RCMP doing their little shit show with pitchforks going through grass and straw that has blood and debris through it. They're doing it with their bare hands. They're not afraid of catching anything. They know this has been a complete lie about these birds being somehow diseased. They know it's a lie. But the whole thing has been a clown show from day one, incompetency personified by these people. And they trucked this material all the way from Edgewood, BC, near Kelowna, all the way from the interior, the Kootenays, to Surrey, BC, very near the ocean. And why? Just so they don't have to admit they were wrong. It's always been about the CFIA covering their ass because this is their policy. They want to intimidate farmers. They want to do this act of theirs. That's what it's about. And the CFIA has a very cozy relationship, as we told you the other day, with Ferris Incorporated out of Calgary for carbon dioxide gas. Now, why? Sole source contract. We showed you this the other day. Nobody else has been talking about this. We are talking about it because there's something really bad going on here. Obviously, anybody with two wits can see that. 12 million plus chickens killed by the CFIA and Ferris in I think that's 2025. I can't read it. 8 million alone and that's 2025. Yeah, 8 million alone in BC. So this is truly a frightening situation. Truly a frightening situation. So what's coming up this week? We're not going to stop. I've got Tamara Leach on the show tomorrow. She's going to be talking about her appeal of her mischief conviction and how the Crown, Doug Ford's Crown attorney in Ontario, wants to appeal her sentencing. They want her to go to jail and they want Chris to go to jail. We're going to be talking about that. And we're going to be talking about her reaction to what happened last week in Edgewood, BC at Universal Ostrich Farms. The slaughter of God knows how many. 300? 330? Less? More? CFIA won't say. But hundreds of ostriches died at the hands of the CFIA and killers. So I'll be asking Tim about that. I'm also interviewing tomorrow, and this will be broadcast the following day. I'm interviewing a whistleblower who works closely with the CFIA. He is madder than hell about the CFIA pretending they had a veterinarian on site, the CFIA contravening its own rules and regulations for the so-called humane euthanasia of animals. They violated all the rules. He's mad about that. He wants to talk about it. We're going to have to disguise his face and his voice to do that, but we're going to interview him tomorrow. Thank you. Boy, it's almost an hour has gone by. Thank you so much for watching today. This has been David Crayden for Stand on Guard. This is Remembrance Day. Remember our heroes. Remember the valor. Remember the sacrifice that veterans have done for you, your country, and your freedom. I'll be back again tomorrow with more. Thanks for watching. Thank you for sharing this station with your friends and family. Thank you for hitting that like button, because I tell you, we are fighting back in a way I've never had to before, because I'm going to keep this station on the air. I'm going to keep fighting for freedom. I'm going to keep fighting for justice and truth. And I am damn determined to resist this Carney government in any way possible, as it encroaches upon our individual freedom. And it will continue to do that, mark my words. I'll be back again tomorrow, same time, same place, 10 a.m. This has been David Crayden, broadcasting live from our nation's capital in Ottawa. Thank you for watching. We'll see you again tomorrow.